Hi, welcome or welcome back. Today I just want to just have a book chat with you guys and give you all I guess an update on what I'm reading, what I have been reading, some books that I started, some books that I know for a fact I may not be able to get to in this month of February, Black History Month. I have been watching a lot of documentaries. Currently, I am working on the curriculum that I had set up for myself at the beginning of the year. I am doing my curriculum is based on the civil rights movement and its origins in the United States. So that's the curriculum that I decided to put in my brain rot challenge for myself, and it's pretty interesting. It's a mixture of books, movies, documentaries, speeches, um, reading about various court cases uh, pertaining to the civil rights movement. So it's a collection of a lot of interesting um, um, various media put together. But I am sitting here and I just wanted to run down some of the things that I have been reading. Um, so you may have an idea of of what I will share with you guys when I do my monthly wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but swapping out information in my TBR basket. And if you are interested in what I put in my TBR basket and what I'm reading for February 2026, I will link those videos down below. And yeah, at some point, let me know if the books that I have in the basket or in my TBR are things that are of interest to you. So currently, I have started Born in Blackness. I have not really got into the reading like I wanted to because I did start off with a book that I didn't realize it would consume me. So we'll get to that. But I am reading Sky Full of Elephants. It is going pretty well, you guys. I should be finished with that one, but I did put it down for a few days, and now I want to go back and finish it. I probably finish it up this weekend, and I have not started. Can't get enough. Even though I think on my video when I was loading my basket, I did state that I was going to start it that evening. I did start it that evening. I read the intro, and I have not gotten back to it. Pretty good. Well, the intro was good. What I like about Kennedy Ryan's writing is that she do give you like a trigger, like she'll tell you what this story is going to be about, and how she went about her research. And so, yeah, it is. I think it's an interesting subject that we all should probably dabble into as we get older and as we have loved ones getting older. But we'll talk about that in my reading wrap up. The Known World, I have not started that yet, you guys, and that was just like one of my books at top of my priority. I'm feeling so bad about that one. I'm gonna have to put that down to start soon. I may have to audiobook it, you guys. We'll see. We'll see. Conversations with a black boy. I read that book. It's a middle school book. That wasn't anything that I had to like really. Um, yeah, it's pretty good. Will I recommend it? I will recommend it to parents who have young sons. I guess between the ages of 7 to about 12ish, because after that they're in high school, and so I would say about from 7 to about, I would say a range about 14. And also, I would definitely suggest that if you ever decide to get your son that book, or read the book for with a young person, is y'all have the discussions in between the chapters and get like their insight on what they think. Also, um, there's a book for men, so I think I'm going to read that one as well. I found that was interesting. Freedom Rides. I did read the introduction on that, but Freedom Rides, I don't know. I may have to push that one back. My goal is to definitely finish the books on my um, 2026 challenge. So that will be Sky Full of Elephants, Born in Blackness, and Can't Get Enough. I don't know where I left off at. I had to pause, you guys. You all wouldn't know that, but you probably would. uh, the beauty of the pause. I think I left off at the known world. I have not gotten to it, but I really need to get to that one. Like I said, I'm really focusing on finishing the books on my TBR. So like some of the books, if I select them, if I don't finish them right away, I'm okay with them. But I really want to. My goal this year is to really finish that TBR, you guys. And I have like a mixture of fiction and nonfiction books. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get through that. But I noticed, and I'm looking at this, Born in Blackness, Can't Get Enough, and The Known World. Those are on my TBR. I need to focus on those. So we're halfway through February while I'm recording this. So, and then everything I read has nothing to do with my TBR. That's where the mood reading comes in. So, yeah, we're gonna focus on that. Also, I did started Blacks in the City. That's what the book I said previously that just kind of absorbed my attention. That was the one, and the one and I had to return this um, Chicago House Music Culture and Community, Margarita Harold. This is a good one. Um, yeah, I finished this one, but I'm a Chicagoan, so anything that has to do with Chicago, of course, I'm going to delve into. I'm going to delve into it. It goes into the culture of house music and names I haven't heard from a long time. I haven't heard about in a long time. If you are not from Chicago and you have never heard Chicago house music, I do encourage you to explore that. We still have house parties here in Chicago. So, yeah, some of these DJs, I haven't heard their name in a long time. Some of them are not with us anymore. But it definitely gets into the origins of house music in Chicago as it juxtaposed Jim Crow and how we created our own communities within communities. House music is a subgenre, and so when I hear someone like, say for instance, in another part of the world talking about house music from Chicago, it definitely gives me flashbacks of, you know, the music and the people who started this generation of this cultural soulful music. Okay, so yeah, I may give a book review on that one. We'll see. And Blacks in the City, that book has taken up so much of my time. And I'm glad I did pull it because it was a long time coming. But definitely, there was a speech um, that Chicago Urban League, not Chicago Urban League, but we do have one in the city of Chicago. But Urban League, the NAACP, the Black Caucuses, or the Black Caucuses, I think, Black Caucus in Congress, they came together and they're organizing against our current administration, who has definitely gutted the Civil Rights Act and using every legislation achievement that helped really white women and black people, really push them to the forefront of like careers and equality. They gutted out a lot of stuff, and I think we're not. If you are currently working, or if you are not in the political realm of these conversations, sometimes we just don't have these conversations because we feel like it's not necessary to what's going on in our lives. But trust me, America is not going to look the same, I would say, next year if these elections don't follow through. So make sure that you are registered to vote. They are kicking people off the voter rolls. Always check, and if you are not registered, please register to vote. I know a lot of people think that voting doesn't matter. It does matter, especially on these local levels, as we are focusing on people who legislate for us locally and the impact it can have on a government scale. Because if you have people who are not there to make sure, well, here's the thing: politicians are politicking. So who we vote for and hold them accountable is on us. Let's get back to this book review. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So let's get back to Pillow of Fire. I have not gotten into Pillow of Fire yet. I did check. It is on audio. If you guys find yourself interested in reading that book, it is on audio. So will I do a mixed media on that? I don't know. We'll see at the end of February. If I don't crack it open by the end of the month, I'm not going to be in a rush. But I do want to finish the trilogy. When Crack was King, the Black Leopard, Red Lion. Let me think about those books, you guys. This is why I'm talking to you guys. I'm like talking out loud about this process. The Slave Cause. I have not opened that since the first week of February. We're halfway through the month. I be having so many other things that I'm reading, you guys. I think I'm going to look into that this month. The book I did finish, and I finally finished. I have been reading something. Combi. I finished that one. Ironically, I started that book last year. I started last year. I wouldn't say around this time. I think I started last year in the summertime. Here we go. Fully annotated. Oops. Ooh. That was my camera, you guys. Fully annotated, you guys. I write on my pages. I try not to put anything on the markings because if I want to remember it, that's where the annotation come in at. But yeah, I finally finished this book. It took forever. Loved it. I'm definitely going to be doing a book review on this one. So it will come in two forms because after reading it and starting to write an outline on it, there were so many things and so many subject topics I wanted to explore within the context of this book. So as I said before, yeah, on YouTube it will probably be like, less than 30 minutes, which I think is suitable for for this platform, because I know there are other people who have book reviews and tell a great book review in less than 30 minutes. So I will hand that to you guys real soon. This, oh my goodness, it's such a delightful book, you guys. I hope you guys catch it when I do this book review. I'm trying to do book reviews without going over 30 minutes because I can get very chatty. Very chatty. But Etta Fields Black, that is the name of the author of Combi. She done a superb job. But I will say this, because this is not the origin story of Harriet Tubman. This is not about her childhood. This is not, no, this is definitely an era of her life that was explored. I feel like the author did a superb job in bringing to life her part in the Civil War and other blacks who fled slavery with the help of Harriet Tubman, who also fought for freedom. Yeah, and I have some issues with that also, because if we really get into the conversation of slavery, I think I've mentioned this on my channel, and I think I'm always going to mention this and I'm saying this because I really do want people to explore this. Slavery was rampant in the United States. It was not just in the South. So and that is something that she did not explore in this book. I would have liked to have known more about slavery in the North, but the author, she doesn't expand on that. She does, sprinkle in information here and there. But there are books out there that explicitly talk about slavery in the North, Jim Crow in the North. We had to stop thinking that, when we read books, especially when we're reading historical fiction, they really never talk about slavery in the North. They always talk about slavery in the South, never in the North. That shit was rampant throughout the United States. Forgive me for cursing, but sometimes I just have to say it because for some reason, we want to make Northerners look like saints, and they were more vicious than they were in the South. There was lynchings up north, and there were lynching in the South. They are still lynching now. This is a book chat, so let me not get into it. But yeah, I definitely love Crombie. If you have not read it, I will say this. I didn't listen to the audiobook, but if you are looking to reading the book, listen to the audiobook. The book is long. It's 500, I think it's 528 readable pages. Let me get this number right. Because I don't consider acknowledgments and stuff like that. I think it's 528 because it's 528. And I remember 528 because that's my birthday. That is a good note to finish on. So, yeah, I just thought I would stop in and chat with you guys. Next time you guys hear from me, this is my midpoint check-in. I apologize about the rant. I am so passionate about learning and educating others, and not only that, receiving an education on slavery and civil rights as it pertains to the United States, as it pertains to the diaspora, globally. I'm telling you, if you want to get my attention, recommend something on that one. I'm going to be all over your feed asking for authors, names, bookstores. It's just something that, it really drives me to have these conversations as, this government has systematically eliminated black people from the workforce. And I think that's another reason why I have been so passionate about civil rights, even before this, because I definitely saw the erasure of black institutions. And this started out when Obama, this is when I noticed it. So there has been a fight in this country to erase black accomplishments. And to get off of that for a minute, when this current president, tore down, I think it was the West Wing of the White House, tore down the West Wing of the White House, I just thought about all that free labor my ancestors put into that White House, and it was immaculate. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, years from now or even later on this year, but from what I understand, he wanted that space to expand the underground for like some type of bomb shed, and that concerns me. It concerns me because this man got the codes. He got nuclear codes, but it also concerns me because I feel like we are ill prepared. I don't care how much one person is prepared. I think we are ill prepared as a community to address this, like with each other. And this is what I want to bring out in the books that I'm reading. I want to hit up on these subjects. I wanted to remind us that, in the book community, and I'm hearing this over and over again, I love me some fiction. Fiction definitely explores a part of my body, my mind, the emotional part of my mind that you cannot get out of nonfiction reads sometimes. But I do encourage you guys to at least dabble in one, if not a couple of nonfiction reads this year. And this is not everybody that I see on the platform. There are platforms where people are doing both fiction and nonfiction. I love looking and listening to that type of content. But for the most part, as booktubers, if you are a booktuber and you're watching, I think it's on us to not only share the things that we love, but to dabble into other areas for educational purposes, not just for books that are considered popular right now. And so, I have been getting a lot of unique book references from booktubers who are definitely highlighting what they call it, independent authors, indie authors, black horror. You know, I'm delving into those spaces that black and brown booktubers or authors have the opportunity to talk about, on a larger scale, what they're bringing to this collective. So I would like to see more of that. I would like for us to have more discussions about that. I would like for us to have more discussions, and this may bother some people. I would like to have us to have more discussions, like wide discussions, and book references or book referrals or book recs on nonfiction books that pertains to Black lives, um, and the history of Black lives. So yeah, every now and then I'm fortunate enough to catch them, but I would definitely like to see more of that. But that's just what I want. Um, yeah, for the most part. So I'm going to close this up. This is what I'm doing right now. This is where I'm at. And so at the end of the month, I have not done my video on the books that I finished in January. I'm going to be honest with you. I did record a couple of segments on two of the books I read. I may just put it all together and create a quarter one and still give you guys weekly or bi-weekly chats and do like the regular um, TBRs and stuff like that. So we don't know. Let me know what you think, because if you want to hear the books that I've already read, I can share that with you guys, or I could just do it in one sitting and just share all the books I read with you all at one time and give you all an overall impression on what I think about it. So until then, I will see you guys in these bookish streets. Bye, fam. Talk to you later.